Let's talk about this video.
I don't know who told us you got to be a witch to be black. You are not more black by engaging in witchcraft. That is still propagating a white supremacist lie that black people in Africa didn't know Jesus.
As a formerly trained seminarian whose research centers the study of black faith and life, I can tell you that the white supremacist lie is the idea that because Christianity simply existed somewhere in Africa, that means Christianity was widespread. In West and Central Africa, where the majority of enslaved Africans were taken from, there is very slim evidence of Christianity being practiced there before colonialism, and even less evidence of it being widespread. Before Christian colonialism, Western and Central Africa had many traditional religions that worshiped multiple deities and spirits. They saw divinity in nature. These religions were often polytheistic and animistic. Many cultures practiced syncretism, where they held multiple spiritual beliefs at the same time. Christian supremacy, the belief that Christianity is the one and only true religion, that it is the only path and way to experience true spirituality. These ideas were the direct result of white supremacist colonialism, a system so effective that it still has a black woman in 2023 demonizing African spiritual practices, still calling black women witches and calling non-Christian spiritual practice detestable and impure.
I am angry that the powers that be in social media and in culture and in music and in Beyonce's music and in Kalani's music and in whatever the other, and in Santor, like, I'm angry that they are really trying to convince us that all spiritualism is the same. And we have digested this impurity and this, we want so bad not to be legalistic that we actually become profane. We are not going to imitate the detestable practices of the nations.
You don't truly understand the nuances of white supremacy if you don't understand how it informs your spirituality. If you don't see the direct white supremacist connections in using language like impure and detestable when describing expressions of black spiritual practice that don't line up with white evangelical Christianity. This is a page right out of the colonizer's playbook. So yes, all spiritualism isn't the same. But let's place that in context and understand the role that white supremacy plays in determining what spiritual practices are godly and which ones are demonic. People also consistently bring up the Ethiopian Orthodox Church as evidence of Christianity in pre-colonial Africa. But Ethiopia is in East Africa and was not involved in the Middle Passage. Furthermore, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church practiced Christianity in a very different way than Western Christianity does today. Case in point, the veneration of ancestors was an important part of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. But this is something that the Western Church and likely Jackie Hill Perry would call demonic. And speaking of demons,
we want so bad to have all these freedoms that we are entertaining demons, and you wonder why you are depressed. And you wonder why you are anxious, and you wonder why you have nightmares, and you wonder why you can't sleep, and you wonder why you see things in your room at night. It's because you're opening up doors to all kinds of demons. Close them.
how many people, how many black people, how many black women have been told that their very real challenges like insomnia, anxiety, and depression were the result of demons? I think we've lost count. This is spiritual bypassing. It is the use of spiritual ideas, practices, and beliefs as a way to sidestep or bypass the uncomfortable or challenging aspects of life, rather than confronting them directly. That if people don't actually have the gift of clairvoyance, that they may be impacted by their very real religious trauma that taught them to be hypervigilant and feel like something is lurking in every dark shadow, making them anxious or making it difficult for them to go to sleep. That the fear of eternal separation from God from things like passing thoughts or natural human desires can cause depression.
Whatever you got in your home that's witchcraft, throw it away. Throw it away. Burn everything you got. Because we are women who are going to love God with all of our heart and all of our mind and all of our soul.
The church continues to use fearmongering, spiritual manipulation, and spiritual bypassing, anti-intellectualism, and anti-black spiritual beliefs as a way to sway people. People are tired, and they deserve understandings of spirituality and spiritual practice that brings them peace, clarity, and alignment.